welcome back to my channel. Dr. Uche here of Dr. Uche Books. I come here to give you tips and suggestions to help you write your biography. So welcome if it's your first time on my channel. It's wonderful having you here. If you're coming back a second time, I'm so glad you could drop by again. Go ahead and hit subscribe, and you may even hit the notification bell to know when I upload new videos. Feel free to like, share with your friends. And I do also review books. It's a big thing for me, fiction and children's books that I often read aloud. But today, I am going to be giving you yet another tip and suggestion towards writing your biography. So let's dig right in. Here's one comment or hindering thought I hear from people a lot. I have a brilliant story, but do I have what it takes to write a fabulous autobiography? Do I have the experience? Do I have the writing skill to be able to do it? And let me tell you a few things today, just 3 thoughts for you. The first is, guess what? Most celebrities out there who write biographies actually do not have writing experience. They do not. They have a story. But the difference is they have fancy paid people, a huge team of people to help them develop it. Okay, most people who write biographies do not have writing experience. So don't be put off by the fact that you don't have writing experience. All you need is a story. The rest of it, the fine tuning can be done for you. You can get help doing it, okay? So let's check that off. Not having writing experience doesn't matter. That should not hinder you. The next thing to keep in mind is what you really need is a framework. So you need a framework. You need to have sections in your life story and then fill them in with the story as you recall, right? Or as you remember, or as people have reminded you. So let's take a random example. You could say the first paragraph could be the turning point. Like, where were you? What were you thinking about? What was the point in time when you decided you wanted to write your autobiography? What had happened? And that can easily be the introduction to your story, right? I was reading Michelle Obama's Becoming, and I realized that I have been through so much that somebody else could benefit. I went to meet or see Michelle Obama in Denver. Hey, I did that. And I decided that I wanted to write my story too. That could be the first part of your biography, okay? Then the second could be when you were born. I was born in Sacramento, California. My parents were students. My father was at UC Davis. My mother was at California State University. And I was born the second child, eventually, of 4 children, right? I had a big sister. So I'm giving you some random examples from my life, but this is the second part. So getting back to my point, you need a framework. And once you have a framework, you can fit it in, okay? All right. And then how else do you add some more information to your biography? Well, once you have a framework, you fill in gaps. So you say what you know, right? You type what you know, and then you start asking questions. Ask your father, ask your mother, ask that auntie who lived in the same city as you, ask that teacher who taught you in 3rd grade if you're so lucky to know them. So you basically now start filling in gaps. Ask your spouse around the time you met if there's something you've forgotten about. And before you know it, you start filling in the information and you'll have a manuscript. So let's just recap. The hindering thought people often have is, I don't have writing experience. I have a brilliant story, but do I have what it takes to write a good autobiography? The first thing is, guess what? Most people do not have writing experience. So don't let that keep you from this really amazing project. That is something you'll be very proud of when it's done. The second thing is you need a framework, okay? You need a framework and you can fit things into that framework. You can start with the point in time, for example, when you realize and decided to do this. And second, early life when you were born, right? And then keep moving in a chronological order. And that's a very simple framework for an autobiography. And then you fill in the different sections. And once you fill them in, you have a brilliant manuscript. Now, I want to share something else with you that is very helpful. I'd like to share this with you. This is a book I wrote. It's available on Amazon, and it's entitled How to Write Your Family Biography. Great questions to use in gathering family history. So I'll put a link to this book where you can purchase it on Amazon. I'll put a link in the notes, in the comments. So this is a very easy manual, and I put it together because of that very question I have gotten often, which is, how do I start? How do I know what goes in an autobiography? This manual has a series of questions. As you answer them one by one, you will have your manuscript. So I have a series of questions here divided into sections, including early years, growing up, early adulthood, growing towards middle age, the later years and reflections, and so on and so forth. And so this is a framework for somebody who doesn't know how to start or what to write, because it's actually going to juggle your memory and make you think about different things. For example, did you go to school? At what age did you start going to school? Was it early? Was it the same time as others, or late? Just some random questions that make you think about things. Was your family religious? Can you describe what family meals were like? So by the time you really answer this, this is really meant to help you to not be lost, to know or to have access to a series of questions that will in fact form that framework for you. Okay, this is available on Amazon. I'll put the link in the comments. So thank you for joining me again, Dr. Uche. I look forward to coming back to discuss more tips and suggestions with you to help you write your biography. And also, I hope you join me sometime when I review yet another work of fiction or have a children's book read aloud for your littles, okay? Thank you so much. Take care and see you next time. Bye-bye.